Debia or Fremi. Oh no, I don't just want a relationship with you. Oh no. I want to get married to you. Don't worry, I will call an agent and they'll fix you an apartment like ASAP. I'll get you an apartment. Hey! Papa no wa jimpa. Hey, it's not small something. Hello blessed, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra and this is Sandie's Joyful Space. You're welcome once again. I hope you guys are liking the new background. Yay! Anyway, it's still a work in progress. So today guys, I'll be gisting you how I almost became a second wife to a Ghanaian man. Hey, you be wondering, oh no, that's why we are here. So I will gist you how it all happened. So guys, grab your cold uncio, grab your wine, grab your drink, grab your popcorn, relax, and let's gist. So this happened back in 2013. I came to Ghana in 2012, and around 2013, I went to Nigeria for a short holiday just to see my family and spend some time with them. So on my way back to Ghana, at the airport, while we were all lining up to check in, to check our bags in and all that. So this man just walked up to me. I think he should be in his late 50s or early 60s. Yes, maybe he thought I was a Ghanaian, perhaps. Because after greeting me, the next thing he said was Etise, and I'm like, Yame Adumeye. Then he looked down and saw that I was holding a Nigerian passport. Then he was like, are you Ghanaian or Nigerian? Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm Nigerian, but like I live in Ghana at the moment. I was like, oh, good, untichi, and I, oh, kaka. I was like, oh, that's nice. Why are dear pal? It was so my tree no go anywhere. It's just like this tiny bit. Like, oh, please, I don't know if you can do this for me, but I need a favor from you. I'm like, okay, like a stranger just saying they need a favor from you. I didn't know what kind of favor he will be needing. I don't know what to expect. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like if it's something I can do, sure. Then he went on to say, oh, he's traveling with 2 big bags and 1 hand luggage, and like he thinks he might be charged for excess luggage, blah 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 blah. So if I would please maybe like check in one of his luggages for him, so that like will prevent him for paying for excess luggage. At that point in time, I didn't even think twice about it. I just look at him, oh, let me just help this man. Like, okay, no problem. Like, bring the bag, I'll help you. He was so happy. He was so excited. Like, you could see how elated he was. We're like, oh, made us say, why? Oh, thank you so much. Like, sister, I mean, Shira, this one you have done for me. God bless you. I was like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's okay. So he brought one of his luggages and gave it to me. And then he went back on the queue. Because on that trip, I was like, I want to travel light. So I was only going that day with an hand luggage. So we all checked in. I helped him with his luggage. It was checked in and all that. Then we were now at the waiting area because it was not yet time for our flight to take off, so we were just like relaxing. Then he came to sit like around where I sat, and he was still appreciating me. I was like, oh, it's okay, it's no big deal. They started like asking me some questions like, what am I doing? Are my family's in Ghana? Like all those kind of questions. Then I told him that, oh yes, I just passed my NOVDEC. I'm about to apply into a nursing school in Ghana. I'm there with my sister and her son, blah 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 blah. And he was like, oh cool, that's nice. So it was just a little chat, and then he asked for my number. I hesitated a bit. Like, oh, no need for me to be worried. He just want to like call me to see if I arrive home safely, like if everything is okay and like all that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave him my number, and it was time for the flight. We boarded our plane, and like we arrived Ghana. We didn't even really like chat. We just waved each other, and I left. The next day, a number called me, and for sure I knew he was the one, because when I saw the number calling, a Ghanaian number, a strange number, I knew it's gotta be the man. So I picked the call. I was like, oh, hello, sorry I didn't call you yesterday because when he got home, he was so tired. He just went to rest. That he's sorry he didn't call to find out if I arrived home safely. How am I doing? Did I arrive home safely? Is everything okay? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Everything is cool. I'm okay. And then he thanked me for the previous day. I'm like, oh, it's all good. Like, he has thanked me enough and all that. And then we ended the call. The following week again, he called me. And he said, oh, I just want to check up on you. I hope you are fine. How are your preparations towards school? Have you now found the school? Have you applied? What school are you going to? Hey, Papa, no. Ade, dear. Hey, I thought you have thanked me enough. Like, what one is all this one you are going about? But not just to sound disrespectful, I just answered him nicely. Oh, I've applied to some schools, and at that time I've applied to certain schools. So he will usually call me like once or twice a week, and I was like, okay. okay, where is this heading to? Like, where are we actually going? But the thing was that he has not also said anything. So I didn't want to run faster than my shadow. So I was taking things like, calmly, just respecting him. And the fact that he was kind of matured and like quite older than me, I was trying to like give him that respect. So I would just pick his call, he would greet me, he would just ask of how I'm doing. He was kind of like following up with my admission process, and he would give me advice. I appreciated it because at that time I needed all the advice I could get. So yeah, he was of help in that area. So my sister was beginning to notice, and she asked me, who is this person that you have been talking to for some time now? And like, you guys are always talking about your admission process, your plans, Ghana, and all this kind of like subjects. And I explained to her how I met him and all that. And my sister was like, hey, you have to be careful. You don't take people's luggage like that. Oh, it can be dangerous. So what if this is there? What if he was carrying something? Don't do that next time. I'm like, okay, that's true. You're right. I'm glad that that's not the kind of situation like I ended up with, like, helping the wrong person and all that. So one day during one of his calls, I gave him the good news that finally I've gained admission into nursing school. And he was very excited for me. He was so happy. He was like, oh, we have to celebrate it. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I also appreciated him. Then fast forward to like 3 weeks later, he just called me one day and said, oh, I'm around Nungwa. Like, so like because he has already asked me where I live before, I just said Nungwa, but I did not give him the address or the main place. I was like, oh, I was just passing by and I remember you told me you live in Nungwa. So I'm just like, okay, let me just pop in and say hi. Like, pop where? Where are you popping? Are you popcorn? At this time, because like 3 months ago we met at the airport. I'm like, okay, I didn't know you were coming. I didn't plan for this. And no, I can't just bring you to my house. I don't really know you. I'm not so comfortable with like bringing kind of strangers into my home. If like, oh, it's cool, we can meet up outside and all that. I'm like, okay, fine. So I was like, okay, let's meet at C5 Junction. If you live around Nyungwa, you know there. So when I got to C5 Junction, he called me and he just waved. I saw that I was parked at the side of the road. So I approached him and we like started talking inside the car. It was like, oh, it's a long time we met since that day. Oh yeah, fair papa pow. Thank you. It was like, that day he couldn't even see my beauty well. Oh, fair pow. I'm looking so beautiful. It was just like, praising my beauty. I'm like, okay, where is this heading to? It's like, oh, can we just sit somewhere and maybe have a little discussion just to catch up on like some things and all that. So I decided to like sit at a place, get some drinks and just like chat. So I was like, okay, at least it's safe. It's a public place. It will not do anything. So we sat there and we were gisting and we were talking about life in general, Ghana, Nigeria, those kind of discussion. And then he started. He asked, do you have a boyfriend? When he asked me that question, it was like from nowhere, like, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, okay. When did we change gear? Like, when did we change the gear? So I'm like, no, because actually at that time I was not in a relationship. So it was like, oh, that's nice, like good. I'm like, okay, I don't know how good that is for you, but in my head I was just wondering like where the conversation was heading. So it continued, oh, that's very good, that's nice. And have you ever dated a Ghanaian? I'm like, no. It's like, oh, really? I'm like, yes. I just came to Ghana like last year and yeah, I'm still like catching my breath. So I'm not like ready for that. Like, oh, Ghanaian men are nice. So I'm like, I didn't say they are not nice. So he was like, oh, okay. Then he said, anyway, there's something I've been meaning to tell you. That is where I knew where it was going. I already knew. You know when they tell you there's something I've been meaning to tell you, every girl should know that line, that pickup line. I'm like, okay, I hope I'm safe. He was like, oh, you are safe, you are safe, you are safe. Then he started to like, arrange it well. Oh, I've been talking to you for some months now, and I can see that you are a nice person, you are a good girl, you like the way you sound, I like the things you say, you sound very mature for your age and all that. I just enjoy chatting with you, just a nice girl. Oh no, I don't just want a relationship with you. Oh no, I want to get married to you. I'm like, like, when did we actually graduate to this stage? Like, well, please, can we rewind? Let's go back. Because it seems like I'm not putting the things together. Marriage for the way now, understand though. Papa, no, what's going on? Then I asked him, like, marriage? He was like, oh yes, I don't want to date you, I want to get married to you. All the times I've been talking to you on the phone, like I've been like, picking some things, and I see that no, you are the kind of woman I want. You guys, I don't know what to say. At this point, my bre, I was tired. I was weak. The man weak me. I was just looking at him like this. Really? Mogbe. Okay. Are you saying you don't have wife or you don't have kids? Because looking at his age, he should be in his late 50s or early 60s. But I didn't add that, so I just asked him that, are you not married or don't you have kids? And like, I don't understand. He was like, oh, actually, yes, he have a wife and 3 kids. I'm like, okay, let me sit where. Sir, what are you saying? I don't understand. So what is the point? Like, where are we actually going? I don't understand. It was like, oh, but his wife and 3 kids are in the UK. He's mostly in Ghana and sometimes in Nigeria for business purposes. He do normally go and visit them and come back, but not to worry, they are not going to disturb me. They are in the UK, they don't really come to Ghana, and it's not even a big deal. He can get married here in Ghana, have a wife. He just wants to have a family here in Ghana, and his wife is not ready to move down to Ghana. He has asked like countless times, and she's like, no, she doesn't want to move to Ghana. I should not worry. He will take good care of me. He will take good care of my family. There is no problem. I will enjoy him. Fact, I will not regret it. I don't know who told him that my family is looking for his help or I'm looking for his help. Me, I did not understand him. So when he told me this, I was just so weak. I don't know what to say because I've never gotten such an offer in my life before. I was like, so you want me to actually be your second wife? I was like, oh yes, but not to worry. Nobody will disturb you. Just relax. It's not going to be a big deal. Don't worry. My family, we are open-minded. I'm like, okay. I think the discussion is over. After having this discussion, then he just jumped and said, oh, that reminds me. I found a place in Tema where you'll be living while you go to school. At that point, I did not understand why he was bringing that point because he was talking about second wife and all that. But just to respect him, I just answered him. I was like, well, my friend is helping me to secure a place in an hostel. Hey, hostel, dear, no, Debbie. Hostel, no, that's not good. Oh. I will rent you an apartment. I'm like, why is the hostel not good? A lot of students are there and they are fine. Oh, I can't be visiting you in an hostel. Your roommate will be there and all that. It will not be convenient. I'm going to rent you an apartment. Don't worry, I will call an agent and they will fix you an apartment like ASAP and all that. You don't have to worry your head. I will get you an apartment. I will even pay your fees, everything you need. Hey, I was just looking at this man like this. Just like that. Okay, I told him, well, anyway, I'm okay with the hostel. I'm cool with it. And with the offer about the second wife or whatever, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Like, not. I was like, oh, he doesn't expect me to answer like immediately, like today. I have to go home and think over it. Like I have to think over it very well and make a decision because I won't regret it. I already know my answer. I don't understand this one. Hey, Papa no wa dream pow. He dey disturb no be small. He will just promising me heaven and earth. He will do this for me. He will do that for me. That was how we ended the conversation that day. I should go home, think about it, and brood over it before I make my decision. I'm like, okay, that's why it's you. And so I left, and he also left. When I got to, I was just laughing. I don't even know what to say. Like, it was so funny for me. I've never experienced something like this before. Someone you don't even know, we just come and say marriage. And this Papa was not joking. Oh, hey, he was not joking. People of God, I thought it was a joke. Oh, he was not a joking something. Hey, my sister is like, hey, if you don't know what is good for you, pull your shoe and run very fast If you don't want somebody wife to come and pour you acid, the first wife will show you if you don't remove your hand now. My sister, you better remove your hand. Do you think that she might not have eyes on the husband even if she's in UK? Hey, if you don't remove your hand now, better remove your hand fast. When I start begin to like say things, I even open my eyes. I didn't even think that far. I became more worried and scared and like more careful. This papa no, hey, Debia or Fremi. He was calling and calling and calling. I refused to pick his call because me, I don't want problem. I don't want to come and pour acid on my face. So he was busy sending me pictures of like houses in Tema that agents have like looked in. Which one do I prefer so that I pay for it? He was planning this, planning. He was calling. I said, please, this one is getting too much. I don't want someone to come and beat me. I don't want to turn into another thing. That was how I blocked the man. Oh, people of God, I block him. Oh, I even entertain him for too long because trust me, I be blocker. I dey block anything blockable. I think one of the reasons why I was like answering him all those time, like the whole thing went this far, this long, well, because I was looking at him like, this man now like mature man. Let me respect him. Let me not go and disrespect my elder. And when the elder bring himself to that level, people of God, I block him. Oh. I block him very well. I block him. Oh. And that was the end of it, and end of his plan to make me his second wife. Right now it's funny, but at that time it was a bit funny, but it was also annoying anyway. So I just say let me come here to come and give you guys this gist. Yes, and please, this is not in any way bashing anyone. It's just like my preference, my decision not to be a second wife. And I've also heard that some people also get this kind of offers, not only in Ghana, even outside Ghana. So some men are like, you know, doing the most. Yeah, so that is it. If you have watched to this point, I say thank you. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, across my face, I say you are welcome. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell beside it so that you'll be notified whenever I post any new video. And to my returning subscribers, we cannot go without a dance. Yes, so Yenko, my blessed people, my blessed people, my blessed people, my blessed people, my blessed people. Thank you for always coming back to watch your girl. Thank you for your love, your support. I do not take you all for granted. See you all in my next video. Bye.